Hello, everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss the introduction to management, its definition, and importance of management to organizations, whether they are for profit organizations or they are nonprofit or public organizations. So, management might seem like a general or a broad or even an abstract concept, but it's something that affects all of us, especially people who work in an organization, employees, managers, administrators. Whether you're working in a government office or you're running a business or even organizing your daily activities, actually, management is necessary and it is needed in all of these instances. So, understanding the principles of management can make a huge difference in how effectively you achieve your goals. So, that's why we need to talk about it and discuss its basic concepts. All right, so let's start with the very basic question, right? So, what is management? Right, so management is essentially the process of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling resources. And these resources can be of different types. They can be people, they can be finances or basically money, budget, funds, they can be information, they can also be materials. And so you use these resources to achieve the specific objectives that you have set as an administrator or a manager. And not only achieve them, but you also need to think about achieving them efficiently and effectively. So, to make this clearer, let's break down these functions. So, when you talk about planning, you are referring to setting of goals, okay, and deciding the best course of action to achieve them. So, it involves goals and it also involves a strategy that you will need to develop to help you achieve these goals. For instance, okay, in a public administration context, if the goal is to improve public health, right? For example, like the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so the goal of perhaps like the DOH of the Philippines is to, um, bring down, for example, the number of COVID-19 cases or bring down the number of deaths that are related to COVID-19. So, in this case, planning would involve setting specific targets, like reducing the incidence of a particular disease. So, setting these targets would fall under the planning function of management. Organizing. So, once the plan is in place, organizing involves arranging the resources. Okay, so again, these resources may be people, materials, or information, and what have you, and you organize these resources to implement the plan that you have set. So for example, this could mean in the previous example that I gave, the COVID-19 pandemic and the role of the Department of Health in it, perhaps the DOH can deploy healthcare workers to high risk areas, right? Or ensure that medical supplies are available where they are most needed. So these actions of the DOH is a manifestation of the organizing function of management, the acts, the plan of sending healthcare workers to various areas around the Philippines to ensure that people are vaccinated or they are being given the appropriate treatment, especially for those who had to seek hospitalization. Next, you have leading. So you can think actually of leading as the most visible part of management because it's where you motivate, guide, and lead your team, okay, the people working on your team, to execute the plan effectively. Leadership in this context is about inspiring your team to work towards the common goal, addressing the challenges, and maintaining morale. So, in the leading function of management, you are necessarily going to have to interact with your team members, okay, making sure that you have communicated the goal or the task to them clearly. so that they are not left in the dark. They understand very well what needs to be done to accomplish the task at hand. The other part of leading also is you need to continuously motivate them. And this involves you having to interact with your team members, understanding what their work experience is like, and providing them with the necessary support that they need in order to accomplish the task, both in a motivated state and also in a positive morale state. And the last function is controlling. So, controlling involves monitoring progress to ensure that the plan is being followed and you are to make adjustments when it is necessary. This could be as simple as tracking the number of patients treated or as complex as adjusting the strategies or the plans that you developed in response to new challenges. For example, an outbreak of a different disease. So, controlling, you can think of it as like the regular check that you, as a manager or an administrator, would have to conduct to ensure really that your plans are being carried out in the manner that you would like them to be carried out. And you are actually also hitting the targets that you have set for your organization. So, in summary, management is about making decisions and getting things done through people. So, people play a key role and they are truly central to an organization and also central to your role as a manager or an administrator. Management is the glue that holds an organization together and it ensures that resources are used effectively to achieve the desired outcomes. In addition, to the plans being or the goals being achieved effectively, I would also want to stress that an important role of management is to also ensure that resources are being handled and they are being used in the develop in the manifestation of the plans or the working of the plans efficiently, such that there is no wastage of these resources.